Well, running low on sulfur, I'm going to have to run and get some sulfur, because what I like to do in this game is sell things and earn money. So right now I have contracts available. I have a gunpowder contract that has been fulfilled. I'll take it. And that earned me a few 100,000, and I also sold some hemp. And there's another few 100,000. So I'm almost to 6 million now. So I have plenty of gunpowder, so I can put that right back on the map. So I'm going to place an order to sell gunpowder. And I'm going to sell it for 3 euros a piece, and I'm going to sell 50,000 gunpowder. That will yield me 142,000. So the order is confirmed and placed. No orders up. It's good for 3 days. Hemp, I can't reorder because I need it. So I can't redo that one just yet. And what I will do, I already did send my galleons to Little Rock, which is where I bought sulfur. So I am going to fast travel Little Isaac Rocks. And now I got my fleet manager, and there are my galleons docked here. I'm going to set one of them to Maine, and I'm going to set the rest of them to the fleet. I can sail a fleet of 3 ships, and there we have them. So they are there. And if you notice, I have no guns on them. And I have no weapons and no upgrades or anything. It's just a straight empty hauling ship, and I'm sailing in the safe zone, so I won't need to battle anything. So at Little Isaac Rocks, I have a warehouse. This is my fleet manager. That's the crafting. This is my fleet manager. So I do not have any sulfur, so we're going to bring up the marketplace, and I'm going to look for resources and sulfur. Sulfur sells for 2 reals, so I'm going to buy a bunch of sulfur. This contract. Resource. I'm going to buy sulfur. I'm going to buy 2 reals, and I'm going to buy 10,000. Sulfur, and of course they have plenty in stock, so it's already filled. So I'm going to claim that. When I claim it, it goes right to my warehouse, and I'm going to need a couple of these. So I'm going to place a contract. I'm going to place a contract. Same thing, sulfur, 2 reels. Put that. So again, there it is. Claim it. It goes to my warehouse. I'm going to do another one. Place contract, sulfur. 2. 10,000. This contract. Goes to the market. It's filled. I claim it. It's in my warehouse. Okay, now. That's done with the market here. I am going to pull up the hold of my first ship. And if I hover over this, it's going to tell me how much I can carry. I can carry 59.54. So if I split this, 59.54, I can send that right to the hold. Now I have 2 other ships in my fleet, so I need to split 59, 54. Okay. And I have one more ship, so I'm going to split this one. 59, 54. Okay, so the other ships, I can only click on it to send it to this hold in my main ship. The other ones that are in the fleet, I have to click on them and bring up their hold individually, and then I can place, drop, and drag. Click on this one, bring up the hold, drop, and drag. And there you go. My 3 ships here are loaded. Now let's sail it back down to Pitts, where I do all my wheeling and dealing. So we're going to close this. And we're not going to talk to anybody today. So I'm going to close the chat window, and we're going to sail down to Pitts. I have no hull repairs. I don't have anything. I'm just going to sail some supplies down to my main base at Pitts. You're going to come along for a ride. And we're going to look at the ship. I'd like you to notice how the ship sails in the water here, what it looks like. I'll zoom around a little bit so you have a good view of how the modeling works and scenery works in this game. I can zoom out and zoom in. But this is a galleon. It's a DLC model. Alright, so I'm going to raise the sails. Interfaith. You need to go south. And if you look down here, there's a compass in the lower right-hand corner showing your direction. The blue arrow is the direction of the wind. So we have favorable wind right now. I'm going to bring up the map, show you where we're at. There's a little Isaac Rocks. This is the Bahamas. And we're going to go down here to Pittstown. So it's a good journey. And we have a compass here that I can plot a course. And then when I get off the map, the red arrow is what I want to steer toward. Follow that course. Well, this is a pretty game. This is a pretty game. See the ships on the water? Now I can move around this area with my cursor and see different shots. I can zoom up. Zoom up. Zoom out. And back, that's my ship right there. Notice I can control the speed that the camera moves at. See, and the ship looks. We're sailing into the sunrise, so we're heading east. See the coastline off at the distance. I call this the crow's nest view. Up in the air. But you can go down, right down low. Up and down. You can bring this right onto the ship. The modeling of these ships are really impressive. I really enjoyed this. You could stand on this back deck and look around. Get the camera view just right, or standing on the back deck. Camera will be down, slow camera. Go through the door. There's the inside deck. Splash. Look up. Look up. Front. Yes, you could even, if you wanted to, you could go up here in this crow's nest and have a look around from up top here. Now this game I really love this game for this reason. Now, the other game that I'm looking forward to, which is going to be coming out in alpha pretty soon to test, is called Ahoy. And on Ahoy, in the Ahoy game, you're actually going to be having an NPC. You're going to have your player walking around the ships of the deck, telling the NPC crew what to do. So let's take another look here around to see the scenery. You see the other ships. And while you're sailing down here, you can go fishing. And if you're sailing or fishing, you want to say a prayer.
Lord, keep us safe on these seas.
Now they do have a chat
Heavenly
window.
Father, watch over us.
You have a chat window to be able to talk to the members of your clan. I'm in the Blood Oath clan. There's a few online right now, plus myself. And I'm just doing a quick run right now. You have your map to navigate with and a protractor to judge where you're going. Right now we're right here. We started here and we're right here, the La de la Costa, heading toward Harbor Island, and then we're going to head south once we get out past Harbor Island. Okay. And the other thing down here is you can look at the whole of your ship. We are fishing. And you see the fish glowing. I hit the B button. When we catch something in our fishing net, it'll end up in the hull of our ship. If I look at the fleet here, here's the fleet of ships we're seeing. This is the main ship that I'm sailing right now. That's the one you see. And the ones that you don't see are these two right here. Ship 2, Ship 3. I'm sailing all galleons today. So if I catch something and put it in, and if you see the holds are 100% full. Okay. But if I catch something and it ends up in this galleon's hole, I can transfer it to the other galleon and continue fishing. And you can only fish from the main ship that you're sailing. If you have 3 ships, only the one ship can fish while you're sailing. You can catch other things besides fish. There's Harbor Island right there. You look at the map, we're right here, just above Harbor Island. You can click on these ships and see what they are. This is a pickle, the British pickle. But we're in the safe zone, so we can't. That's a Spanish brig over there. There's a Navy brig, Spanish. And there's a pirate, Perfect Verte. We're going to send them a message. Put my tower in here. we're going to send them a message. And we're going to say, oh. Always good to do this. Just snow, but that's an NPC ship. It's not a real player. The other one was a real player because I clicked on him. Where is he? Right here. And he actually has a name there. If it was an NPC, it would just be the ship. Trader Snow. So that's a Trader Snow ship. So I know it's an NPC Spanish. That is an enemy player. I don't know his name because you can't interact with the enemy. But if we weren't in the safe zone, I could attack him. But there again, I couldn't because I don't have any guns on these ships. Because these galleons are just sailing in the safe zone. So you can see the movement of the ship across the water. You can see the detailing of the ships and the rigging. It's a pretty model. Very pretty model. You see the action of the water. The combat in this game is slightly different. You have a different screen that comes up. You're kind of locked out of this open world into a private battle screen. And the physics of the ship actually working a little bit different. Now we came to a slow stop here, and the reason being is we're heading into the wind. We're losing the wind. So I can sail about 15 to 8 degrees into the wind and still have a good momentum. So I'm going to go east a bit here. And then when I slow up again, I'm going to change and go south. But what I'm attempting to do, look at the map. You want to come out here enough, you want to go south. I won't have to turn east again to bypass this out. So right about where my dog is, maybe a little bit further, I'm going to go south. I'll make my turn. So I'm going to keep going east, trying to hold speed till I get about here. This right here is a wind boost. So if I get here and turn south, I'll go right into the wind boost. And that'll give me a little more energy when I'm sailing, go a little bit faster. Those are good things to watch out for. Check the map, watch the map. You can see my speed down here. I'm doing 18 knots right now. Now it's dropping. So I'm going to have to go a little bit more east to catch the wind. Almost north, east, north, northeast, something like that. Or north, east, east, something like that. I'll keep it around 17, 18. Let's take a look at the map. See, I'm heading more up this direction than down south. But I want to get over in this area right here before I make my turn. I really enjoyed this game when I first started playing it. I saw the Ahoy Kickstarter, and I said, well, I've never played a sailing game before. And I looked around for it. I did have Assassin's Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which I really hadn't played. And I wanted something that, just to get into the genre a little bit. And then I saw the old guy, Old Games playing this, and he had started a Crow clan in this game, so I joined his clan. And the game was really, had a lot of players in it. It was really active. Player counts really dropped now, and they had some problems. All right, I'm about where I want. Yeah, I'm right where I want. So now I'm going to turn south. I'm going to head to that windsock south of us. Right here. And I'm going to set my compass. I'm going to set my compass for my destination. And that should, we can back a little bit on the compass in the direction. That should take us right into the windows. So yeah, the player count was really up there. We're making some good headway. It was fun. There was a lot of players. Clan was active. And then they had a fallout. There was a duplication scandal that happened. The devs put a hold to all the PvP battles, support battles and whatnot. And a lot of them, there was a talk of a wipe to get rid of duplicated assets. But anyway, I avoided that. Get involved. It was very like a soap opera. It was getting very political. There are some players that really take this game seriously. And, yeah. So here's a wind boost up here. I don't know if you can see it on top of that, but it gives us 14. It gives me 14% power. Now I can use it, so I just became in range to be able to use it. So the key with this is, and you see up here, the W up in the left-hand corner, the wind boost is starting. It's got a little timer. The box around it is timing down. But I'm going to watch this wind boost as I go by. And although it's counting down the timer, I can click it before I lose it. Where it says use again, right? I waited a bit. If I can click it before it goes away, it'll reset the timer and I'll get a little bit extra time out of it. So I'm saying right about here, I'm going to use it again. So that reset the timer up here at the left-hand top back to 0. So I got an extra couple of seconds out of that wind boost just by doing that, clicking it twice. So you come up to a wind boost, you click it as soon as you see it, and then you turn around and watch it fade in the distance, and you click it. You try to judge it, click it before you get out of range. And you get a little extra time. So I am on track. I'm off my course here, so I'm going to reset my compass and reset my tackle line and redirect my ship toward my target. So there's two ways of using this ship compass and protractor. That's kind of like the normal way, one way of doing it. So you have your wind speed, and the red mark is set at the target. There's another way to do it, and I don't have a problem with the wind right now. We're going to have good wind all the way to Pitts where we're headed. But if you're going to be running into a lot of bad wind, just like before I got to my big turn up there, I had to keep turning northeast to remain speed because I was heading into the wind. So when you do things like that, you're called tacking. So in other words, a straight line to your target is unachievable because of the wind. So you have to go to the right or the left to get the speed from the wind. That's called a tack. You're going to tack to the right, or port side, or starboard side, is right, or to the port side, to the left. And you tack to the left for a while, and then you turn around and tack to the right. You go port for a bit, and then you do right. And when you do that, your compass line that you set at this position, pointing at your target, it doesn't work. But there's another way of doing it. If you're at the map and you click on your destination with your compass and you point to your ship, now the compass is behind you. The red line is pointing to where you were. So I can tack to the left, to the port side. And I can tack to the starboard side. And wherever I am, if I turn and put that red pointer right behind the stern of my ship, I'm going to be heading for the target. It does not matter where you started, because that red dot is from the target toward you. If that makes sense. This is another way of using that compass. This is a good way to do it, especially if you have a lot of tacking and there's a lot of bad weather and you can't see the land, so you have no idea where you're at. Now I know right here there's a break in these two islands to our left, our starboard side, and that's the break. If you look at the map, that's the break up in here that we're seeing. So the island in front of us down here, is going to be this island that I'm pointing to in the cursor. So between here and this edge right here is this opening. If you can see it, there's an island, there's an island, there's an island. If you look to the right, you're going to see this island over here to the left, quadrants. It's over here. So that's quadrants. I can see it in the distance. And there's this one. There's this one here. And there's the main island there, which is this one here. So there you have it. That's what we're seeing. So we are over halfway to our destination right now. There you can see Watlings again. And up to that, Watlings. The little island in front of us. And there's a little island behind it. That's these two. And the main island over here is this one. And right to our other side, there's the other peninsula that ends with. So we're right coming close to this island. This island and then behind. Parklands right there. So, the thing that I liked about this game really is it's just sailing. It's a nice, quiet, relaxing thing to do after work. The battle, you don't have to battle just to have fun and unwind. These are all NPC crews. Safe zone with no label. Lights and well, the other function of this is a little spy glass too. So there's the shift key is a spy glass. You can look at those ships way off in the distance. And we saw 3 ships sailing past us. And, I can click on it with the cursor, and that's where I was looking. So. See this island over here. See your destination up there. It's a battle going on right there. You see that cross sabers? It's a symbol of a battle. There's several battles going on over here. So you get a little closer, you can see over here, this battle that I highlighted is a pirate versus a French. You can look up the battle ratings of the ship and know what they have. If I click on this battle wheel, this is a French and a pirate, and if you look at the battle ratings, the BR of the French ship is 150, and the BR of the pirate is 64. So most likely it's the French attacking the pirate, and that's what the arrow shows. And that's a fairly big ship. I have to go look up to see what they're saying. And there's another one even behind that. That's Spanish Empire. And that's Spanish is 134, so that's most likely. There's another one down here. Spanish and French. NPC. And those would be, because they're in the safe zone, those are players battling NPC ships. So in the safe zone, you cannot battle player versus player, but a player can group battle an enemy ship. So I'm a pirate nation, so I can't fight this Prince of Newfoundland ship there. But that enemy player over there I couldn't, because he is a enemy player, and it's a safe zone. It's a pirate, I can't do him. Enemy player, I can't do him. But if there's an NPC that's not my same nation, I could attack it. Wouldn't want to, because I don't have any guns. The next video I make, I'll make a video of how the ship combat works in this. And the whole purpose of me doing this is, number one, I've kind of started to fall in love with these sailing games, and I fell in love with the Windows game recently, which just came out in early access. So I wanted you to see a comparison between the ship models in this game and the type of sailing in this game, and that we have in Windows. And then, of course, when Ahoy becomes available, I'll show you that as well. So here we are at my destination. There's my home port at Pitts. I'm going to bring up my warehouse. I'm going to bring up my fleet. I'm going to offload my cargo. I did catch a ship, right? Caught a fish. So I'm going to convert that into fish meat. Yeah, I'm going to take the sulfur and put it in the warehouse, so I can make gunpowder. And gunpowder sells on the market. So I usually come in and make a trade run if I need to. But the other thing I try to do before I leave the game is put my hauling ships, these, where I need it. Now, if you remember looking at this warehouse, I was very low on hemp, and hemp was one of those things that I sold. I sold quite often. So I'm going to take my galleons, and I'm going to send them to the dock. They are emptied now. I just put the sulfur in the warehouse. Send the fleet. And send to dock. And then I am going to tow the galleons, tow request, to Marsh Harbor. This is another form of fast travel. This is how you move your ships around. I can do 4 fast travels a play session. So I take advantage of 3 of them and leave 1 in case I need to use it someplace. So now you see I moved my galleons, and here they are listed. They're all at Marsh Harbor. Marsh Harbor, we just sailed from Little Isaac Rocks down to Pitts. Marsh Harbor is right here. That's where you buy your hemp. I buy my hemp here and sail it to Pitts. So everything is just a sailing down from the northern Bahamas to the southern Bahamas. And this is my point of sail. This is a deep water harbor, so a lot of the bigger ships can come in and purchase here. Whereas everything in the safe zone, and the safe zone is this area with these green bubbles around, That's the safe zone. There's no enemy or PvP contact going on. So it's a safe way to move stuff around. Anything else on the rest of the map is open for PvP fights and whatnot, but not the safe. And no deep water ships can go into the shallow areas. And these are all shallow ports. The galleon that I have is a shallow water ship, so that's why I serve. So that's a brief look, gameplay of Naval Action. Thanks for watching it. Try the game. It is kind of fun. Good modeling. Till next time, happy sailing.